So we talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The forum posts. I think it's really interesting that like, I think we do a similar thing, except I make videos. Like I've always documented what I do to my car through videos. You're old school and do the forum posts.
Yeah, so kind of branching off from that, it's kind of funny actually, because I've made a few videos, you know, with my gaming, I'm going to call it a career, it's not really a career,
Right.
But, you know, a couple gaming videos, and I always love doing it. I've streamed a couple times, that's okay, I'll buff that out later.
He's going to punch me after this podcast.
I've streamed a couple times, you know, and it was always interesting being in front of a camera, but it was never, I actually used to do photography too, but it always felt so uncomfortable. Like I have to warm up to something before I'm able to do it, warm up to people. And I love documenting stuff, you know, partly because I'm in IT and that's kind of what we do. Like
Right.
we can't build, you know, an application without proper documentation, and it helps in a couple ways. It helps me, you know, look back and see just how far I've come.
Right.
But it also
That's
helps,
what I've always loved.
but it also helps me in that, you know, if something were to happen to me, you know, or something like that, you know, my loved ones could be like, well, this is everything the car has on it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's another reason why I do it. But it's also a way for me to express myself too. Like I really love like showing what I'm doing and showing it off, and I've always looked at doing like the video route, but I don't want to get on camera and people realize I don't know what I'm doing. Like that's the problem. Like I figure things out as I go.
Right.
Like even with those frame rail reinforcements, like I was like, do I drill a hole here? I actually missed one of the drills, like drilling one of the holes, and I was off by quite a bit. And I'm like, man, if I was on video, I'd be looking like a pretty big idiot. So
Yeah.
that's always my biggest fear, is like people like looking at me and being like, wow, you know, you're dumb.
I've definitely had that, especially, you know, I started documenting my car as soon as I got it. And like I said, I got it, was it maybe 3 weeks after my 18th birthday. So, I mean, think of yourself as an 18-year-old. I was a really dumb 18-year-old. So there's there's a video, the second or third episode of Rotary Life. I go, hey guys, just got the carburetor off. I'm holding the air cleaner. There's a video on there. Please don't go searching for it. I'm holding the air cleaner. I'm like, the carburetor's on.
No, I think we all have stories like that. I had a Tiburon back in the day that had some sweet underglow on it that I'd always keep, you know, pink.
Adam's dream build.
Shut up. I tell you what, if you get him and Ben in the same room, they will talk about his Tiburon and Ben's Escort like in the same like sentence. Like it's just hilarious.
Well,
but we all start somewhere, like, and that's where they started.
Yeah, mine was a '98 Ram. That was my first car. 5.9 liter '98 Dodge Ram, 2-wheel drive. I thought I was the king of the world with a pickup truck.
Down.
I know. I put a Y-pipe exhaust cutout on it, so at the flip of a button, it would straight pipe itself. And I never had it closed. I would go to school straight piped. And I'd always, like, if I saw any type of Crown Vic, I'd quiet it up. It'd be like, whoosh, you know.
That's how I was with subs.
Oh,
funny, different times, different.
Yeah. But, so when did you start documenting everything on the forums? Like, as soon as you got the car, or?
No, so I had the T2 for a bit, and I had the shell for a bit, the new shell for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I decided to. Like, it was just, I looked at a couple build threads, a couple things that, you know, that was inspiration for me that really was like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I want my car to be like. And that's honestly, like, really when I do a build, that's kind of what it is. It's a bunch of people, different inspiration that makes my own inspiration. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what builds are for everyone, really. They just don't admit it. But, so that's why I did mine. And I wanted it to be, you know, of course, a documentation of what it's been through, but I mean, cut that out. But
I'm not doing any editing.
Shit, we're gonna have a long one. But I wanted it to be inspiration for people. You know, I wanted them to see everything I went through and see, you know, how I did things, the things I use, and I wanted it to really inspire them. And I've had a ton of people post on my thread and say how much of an inspiration this is. I don't know if you've ever seen like a before and after of it, but
I don't think I have. I'll have to go through.
It has come an incredibly long way.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't really realize it until you've documented and you look back that far because you forget. Honestly, you forget. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I did it, because I didn't want to forget.
I have a bunch of old video of the 12A.
air, cause it's right for my soul.